Hello everyone. I welcome you all to ATM Creations. Let's begin with today's challenge. Today I want to talk about gratitude. If I ask you, are you a grateful person? What would be your response? 99% of us would say, yes, I am a grateful person. I was also like that. Before consciously starting to practice gratitude, I was thinking I am a grateful person. The reason I told you that I was thinking that I'm a grateful person was I used to say thank you whenever I received some product or service from someone else. And I used to say thank you for that. So, saying thank you is not being grateful. Being grateful is completely something else at a whole lot of different level. I don't know who introduced me to this concept of law of attraction. I read the book The Secret first, and I also realized that there is a movie too. And then I watched the movie entirely. And when I was trying to understand more about the author, I also got to know there is a book named The Magic. There are a lot of things that were mentioned in that book, but what caught my attention was there was one chapter that talked about being grateful for everything you touch and use. Let's say, for example, you're using rice to make food and eat. And then, if you would have asked me a question, rather, are you grateful for the rice that you have? I would have said yes. But what I actually understood was there's a whole lot of chain of people we need to be grateful for. And one chapter explained that. Like, for example, someone would have sowed these seeds, someone would have plowed the field, someone would have watered the field, nurtured, and someone harvested, someone packed it, someone cleaned it, someone packed it, and someone drove that rice grain from one place to another. Then there is whole lot of wholesale and retailers involved, and finally a supermarket or a grocery store, small store or a big store, made those rice grains available to you. And then yes, God gave us enough money to buy rice. But what we do is when we buy rice, maybe we say, I don't know how many of us say thank you, we could buy the rice. But most of us, before eating the food, we thank God for the food that is available to us to eat and start eating. But there is whole bunch of people behind every rice grain that you eat. We as human beings generally never think of those chain of people who worked behind the rice grain that you are eating today. So that book Magic changed my perspective of being grateful completely. If I have to talk about gratitude, I can keep talking the whole day. And the author of that book says, practicing gratitude, as however I have mentioned here, changed my life completely from a worst to best. That's what she said. Initially, I didn't believe until I myself practiced and changed my life. Now, to anyone and everyone, I say, become a devoted follower of that book. The title of the book is so right. For those who believe in that book and follow whatever is there in that book religiously, they all become magicians of their own life. So, to put it simply, you being grateful means to look for the good amid all the bad things that are happening, to look for the rainbow amid all the gray spots. So, the simple way to practice gratitude on a daily basis is to count your blessings. At home, we four of us, we have something called gratitude journal. It's a normal notebook, nothing special. And on a daily basis, we write 10 things we are grateful for. In the recently, about for about couple of years, my children also have joined this gratitude practice. But earlier, it was only me and my husband who used to practice. Initially, when we started practicing, what 10 blessings to be counted? Do we receive so many things that we can count 10 blessings every day? That was exactly was going on in my mind. And I thought counting 10 blessings every day is going to be challenging. And yes, initially, yes, it was. And so, but that was the time of transition from being ungrateful or taking things for granted to being grateful. So for me, learning to be grateful person means developing ability to see things which are actually not on the surface too. I mean, let's say for example, um, I gave this rice example earlier. Rice is what you see on the surface. So if you say, "Thank you, God, I have rice. Thank you, God, I could eat my food," that's, of course, that is also being grateful, but learning to be truly grateful is you thanking every single person involved in making that rice grain being available to you on your table. So I have heard much before practicing gratitude with this book, The Magic. I have heard elderly people saying, the rich becomes richer, the poor becomes poorer. I was initially thinking, how can this happen? Why God is so partial towards people? How can the keep on becoming richer and poor people keep on becoming poorer? Why can't God make the poor people also rich? And after practicing gratitude, now I'm understanding what is that rich becomes richer and poor becomes poorer. If you are rich, being a grateful person, trust me, God is going to give you more to be grateful for. And that means a rich person, a person who's not rich only by money. Here I mean a person who's rich with the feeling of gratitude. So he becomes richer because God gives more for that person to be grateful for. And the poor becomes poorer, a person who is not grateful or taking things for granted. Whatever he already has will also be taken away. And hence, a person who is very poor in being grateful becomes more poorer. And after reading this book and after practicing gratitude with the help of this book, I understood all of these. Until then, I was thinking that it is such an injustice. Some of the positive side effects that I have personally experienced following that book and being grateful. Let me tell you some of them now. The first one is you're always happy. This doesn't mean in your life there is nothing going on wrong, everything is right, everything is very smooth, and you're rich in all areas of your life. No, it doesn't mean that. What happens is when you follow gratitude in every single area of your life, you're actually training your mind to see the silver lining. So, irrespective of whatever happens in your life, your mind is now trained to see what you already have and feel grateful for that. When you feel grateful, when you feel truly grateful, you can only be happy, you cannot be sad. So these two cannot coexist. that's being truly grateful and being sad. No, it cannot coexist. If you are truly grateful, you can only be truly happy. And the next is your mind becomes more calm. And according to me, being calm is very important for your mind to function effectively if at all you have to solve any problems in your life. Now, I'm sure all of you can agree that only a calm mind can help you figure out the right solutions to any problems. So, that is another positive side effect of being grateful. And then a lot of times I have personally experienced, I would need something. I don't know how am I going to get it, but I needed it. At perfect time, God sends someone into your life like an angel. And then the angel is going to give you everything that you ever needed. And there are a lot of other positive side effects too. I cannot convey all of them in one video, but in short, these are some of the positive effects. And I would always have the magic book on my desk. And there would be people who come home and they will see the book and they ask me, what is this book all about? And I explain them. And then people who actually do not understand what it is, they have asked me a question. Oh, by practicing gratitude, all the problems in your life will disappear. Huh? And my response is the problems don't completely disappear, but since you have trained your mind to always look for the silver lining, the problems occupy less space in your heart and mind. So, when problems occupy less space in your heart and mind, you tend to be more happier at heart and you tend to be more clear and calm in your mind. So imagine a life where you're always calm, happy, peaceful, and you create magics in your life. You start manifesting whatever you want to have in your life. Imagine being financially independent where you can buy things without having to look at the price tag. All these things will start happening. Things which you once considered as far fetched dreams will become your reality. And yeah, over the years of time, with lots of experiences that I had myself, I became a manifestation coach as well. I do coach a lot of people. So, all my wish for all of you is practice gratitude and become a magician for yourself. Mandala for today's challenge is done. Now, before you start to recreate this mandala, I want all of you to comment about your opinion on gratitude in the comment section. Now, go ahead, recreate it, and share it with me.